What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, man. Did you know you could be doing have anything you desire? Did you know that your only limit in life is your imagination? Did you know if you could think it, you could do it? If you can't think it, you ain't got to worry about doing it because you won't. Did you know that before you do anxiety, that you got to think anxiety? And that before you do procrastination, you got to think in terms of procrastination? But did you know that if it work in that direction, it work in that direction? So before you do confidence, you got to think confident thoughts. Before you do successful, you got to think successful thoughts. Everything is built from the inside out. Nothing is built from the outside in. I need you to get a clear picture in your mind of what it is that you desire to have, and I need you to start thinking about it on purpose. I need you to realize that just because you think something doesn't mean that it's true, and just because something is true doesn't mean that you have to think it. You got to stop using truth as an excuse to not discipline your imagination. If you ever want to be anything, if you ever want to do anything, if you ever want to have anything that you've never had before, if you ever want to do anything that you've never done before, you got to stop using truth as an excuse to not discipline your thinking. Just because you thought it yesterday don't mean that you got to think it today. Just because it was your reality yesterday doesn't mean that that has to be your reality today. You can be, do, and have anything you desire. Nothing can stop you except for you. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. Did you know that what other people think about you has zero effect on your nervous system, has zero effect on your endocrine system, has zero effect on how the cells in your body communicate with each other? But that what you think about, what people think about you, affects all of that. You got to quit worrying about shit that don't matter at the end of it. You got to get clear about what you want. You got to stop spending so much time focusing on what you don't want and start making the center of your focus. What would I rather have? You got to constantly be reminding yourself, I can be doing have anything that I desire. What do I desire? Keep getting wrapped up and quit getting wrapped up in what you don't like. The beauty of what you don't like is that it helps you get crystal clear on what you would rather have. You got to start using what you don't like to get clear about what you want. I don't like that. I'd rather have this. I don't like that. I'd rather have this. And if you're gonna go on a rant about what you do want. If you're gonna get on the phone and talk about something, get on the phone and talk about what you want. If you're gonna get on social media and post about something, get on social media and post about what you want. If you're gonna get on social media and consume content, get on social media and consume content about what you want. Your subconscious mind is a pattern learning machine. And some people become professional not havers. They get so locked on to what they don't want. They lock in the frequency so well that they don't got to try not to not have. It becomes part of their nature to not have. It's part of their personality to not have. But that comes as a result of being focused on what they don't want. If you could think it, you can do it. Say that in the first person. If I can think it, I can do it. So the inverse of that is if I can't think it, I can't do it. If I can think wealth, I can do wealth. If I can think prosperity, I can do prosperity. If I can think entrepreneur, I can do entrepreneur. But if I can't think entrepreneur, I can't do entrepreneur. If I can't think confidence, I can't do confidence. You got to stop trying to control the body and realize it is not your job to control the body. It's your job to control the mind. And if you control the mind will control the body. A healthy mind will produce a healthy body. A motivated mind will produce a motivated body. A confident mind will produce a confident body. Where the mind goes, the body follows. I suggest you get crystal clear about what it is that you want and start focusing on it on purpose. What that's going to do is it's going to start to attract ideas. It's going to start to attract circumstances. It's going to begin to attract people who can help you close the gap. But, but when you focus on what you don't want, it does the same exact thing. It attracts ideas. It attracts circumstances. It attracts people. But the people, ideas, and circumstances that focusing on what you don't want get you are the things that you don't want. Good ideas give birth to other good ideas. They give birth to other good ideas. They give birth to other good ideas. But bad ideas give birth to other bad ideas, to give birth to other bad ideas, to give birth to other bad ideas. No excuses. You got to take control of your thinking. I know that you was just a child and they didn't have to say that thing that they said to you and they didn't have to treat you like they treated you. But guess what? At this big age, can't nobody fix that for you but you. I know you feel like you need that person to apologize before you can feel different, but let me tell you something. You don't. You just need to quit thinking about it. Follow me. If something that happened 10 years ago, if something that happened 20 years ago can ruin your day today, put you in a bad mood today, change the way you feel today, something that might happen in 6 months, something that might happen a year from today, something that might happen in 2 years should be able to motivate you. Because the past is only a figment of your imagination. It's not real. You are reacting to a memory. You are adding emotion to a memory. And if you can do it in that direction, you can do it in that direction. Same way you can remember your past, you can remember your future. And I'm saying this over and over and over and over again because it's true. You could be doing have anything you desire. When you look in the mirror, you looking at your only limit. Nobody don't gotta believe in you except for you. It feels great when other people believe in us, but let me tell you something. In order for you to be successful, only one person gotta believe in you, and that one person is you. Stop getting distracted by what other people not doing. Stop getting distracted because other people don't believe. It's not theirs to believe in. It's your dream. It's your vision. You could feel it moving around inside of you. Trust the process. Lock on to what you want. You could be doing have anything you desire. Do you know what you want? I know you know what you don't want, but you don't get no pats on your back for knowing what you don't want. Everybody know what they don't want. My kids know what they don't want. Animals know what they don't want. But you as a creator, you got to get clear about what it is that you desire. I don't care if you don't like that job. What do you want? I don't care if you don't like your relationship. What would you rather have? And the thing is, you can have it in the job that you in. You can have it in the relationship you in, but it's gonna require clarity. What a lot oftentimes what people will do is they won't get clear about what they want. They'll leave a job, they'll leave a relationship, still focus on what they don't want. Go find another job, go find a relationship, and surprise, you don't like that one either. What do you want? What would you rather have? Get clear about that, then go find you another job. Get clear on that, then go find you another relationship. You got to get focused on what you want. You got to stop living under the influence of what you don't want. It's too expensive. Thinking about what you don't want all day long is costing you the life that you desire. You could be, do, and have anything you desire, but you got to know what you want. You got to know what you want. Real quick, what's this? What is this? We just warming up. What's this? In the chat, let me know. Mm-mm. It's an oak tree. There we go. It's an oak tree. There we go. It's an oak tree. This is an oak tree. You are a creator. And you know what that means? You see oak trees where other people see acorns. You see full blown businesses where other people see, man, that's a good idea. Too bad the economy screwed up. Too bad the person that I want in the White House ain't in the White House because the other person that was in the White House, I'll show plant that acorn. But since they not, I'm going to just hold my acorn and complain. We are creators. We see solutions where other people see problems. I desperately want for you to become one of these people where somebody trying to describe you a problem and you just having a hard time seeing the problem. Take it, bro. Like, hey, take it a step further. Put these in a cup holder in your car. Put these on your desk. Put one of these on your kitchen counter. Have acorns in your pocket. I love acorns. Because every time I see the acorn, I'm going, man, it's an oak tree inside of there. It's a whole oak tree inside of that acorn. And guess what? This thing ain't got to beg, hope, and pray to become an oak tree. It just got to be placed in the proper environment. God put the oak tree inside of there. It ain't got to say no special prayers. It ain't got to worry about what it did in the past life and if it had some bad karmic. God put the oak tree inside of here. And if God put that much thought, effort, and identity inside of a nut, imagine what God put inside of your big ass head. Come on now. You could be doing have anything you desire, but you got to get out of your own way. You got to quit waiting on everybody to like you because they ain't ever all gonna like you. As dope as I am, there's people who don't like me. They problem. As dope as you is, there's people who don't like you. And I know you dope because you in here. This is a live for bosses. Hold on. This stuff only resonate with bosses. This stuff only resonate with bosses. So if it's not resonating, get out, swipe. You could be doing have anything you desire. It's time for you to get out of your own way. It's time for you to get crystal clear about what it is that you want. You are a creator, so it's in your nature to create. This is what you got to understand about yourself. You creating even when you're not trying to create. When you give birth to a new creation of high vibration and you don't align with it, that's that pain that you feel. What you mean, Jake? Let me tell you what I mean. When you feel disrespected, you don't got to try to create a desire for respect. It's in your nature to give birth to that desire. As soon as you become aware of disrespect, you being the creator that you are, you create a desire to be respected. As soon as you look in your bank account and you see not enough money, you being a creator, you without even trying, create a desire for more money. Now, when you keep focusing on the circumstance that created the desire instead of aligning with the desire, that's when you feel bad. That's when you feel angry. That's when you feel sad. That's when the low self esteem, that's when the low confidence happens. But it's easy to blame it on your job. It's easy to blame it on your spouse. It's easy to blame it on somebody else. But what you feel is the disconnection between this desire you just gave birth to and you. You gave birth to a desire and you didn't align with it. That's what you feel. That feeling that you feel is the distance between you and this new desire that you just get. Imagine if you just gave birth to a baby and they say, okay, we're gonna just take the baby right here and we're gonna get the baby cleaned up. We're gonna check the baby out and make sure baby's okay. You go, okay, because the baby is right there. You can put eyes on the baby. But imagine if they say, okay, we're gonna take baby across the hall. Part of you like, man, y'all taking the baby across the hall. You're gonna feel a little more anxious with them taking baby across the hall than if they taking baby just right here a few feet away from you. But imagine they say, we're gonna take baby to a building across the street. You probably tell them, no, you're not. I know I would. Like, nah, whatever got to be did, gonna be did right here. Or come on, roll her. Me and her, we gonna roll over there. We going with baby. But if you let them take baby to another building on the other side of the campus, you gonna feel the angst of not being with that baby. It's the same way with your desire. If you give birth to a desire and that desire is right here front and center, you feel inspired. You feel motivated. You can't wait to get started. You want to work on the project. But when the desire is all the way over there and you all the way over there, you wonder why you procrastinate. You wonder why you feeling unconfident. You wondering why you feel like you can't do it because you're not focused on the desire. You focus on the situation that pissed you off and caused you to create the desire. You wondering why something you still wrapped up in something that happened 6 months ago, and that thing that happened created a desire in you. But instead of focusing on the desire, you focusing on the job that you can't stand. That job created a desire in you for independence. That job created a desire in you to be your own boss. That job created a desire in you to have your own company where you get to set the core values and you know how you would treat people. So now you want to build a company where you can do that. But when you stay aligned to the job, you can't wait to get off and get on the phone and talk to your mom about how you can't stand this job. You can't wait to get off and get on the phone and talk to somebody about how you can't stand this job. If you would just get under the alignment of the desire that this job is causing you to have, you will start getting new ideas. You will start seeing new circumstances. Because this is the crazy thing. Everything that's good already here. Everything that's bad already here. Which one are you gonna get in alignment with? Let's go to the board. I done worked up a sweat. Y'all tap the screen. Y'all got me sweating. Y'all can at least tap the screen. y'all can y'all keep tapping. I keep talking. If this your first time in here, hit that follow button. I'm Coach Jay. I coach bosses. All right. Let's talk about what goes on. What goes on in that mind of yours? So let's be clear. When you first born, you are a blank slate, except for this little pre-programmed section of the mind that we call the primitive mind. Call that the primitive area of the mind. And that's where we have our feelings fight, and flight. Y'all ever heard of those? Fight and flight. Y'all familiar with those, right? Let's move that light a little bit. But here go the crazy thing. You only born with two triggers for fight or flight. Did you know that? It's only two ways you can trigger fight or flight in a baby. You can give a baby bad news, it's not going to trigger the baby into fight or flight. You can talk to the baby about COVID, recessions, and elections and politics. The baby not going to go into fight or flight. You can put a newborn baby on a stage in front of 10,000 people. The baby not going to go into fight or flight. You can tell the baby that you don't like its hair. The baby's not going to go into fight or flight. The only two ways to send a baby into fight or flight is to put it down too fast, create that falling sensation, or to startle the baby. Clap your hands, make a loud noise. Those are the only two ways, the only two triggers you're born with for fight or flight. So where did these other triggers come from? Why can somebody call me out of my name and send me into fight or flight? Why can my boss or my partner look at me a certain way and send me into fight or flight? Why can somebody forget my birthday and send me into fight or flight? Because that wasn't the case when I was born. Well, between the ages of 0 and 8, you're learning through a process called association and through a process called identification and association. Like between the ages of 0 and 8, my grandmother wears this cologne called White Diamond. I mean, this perfume called White Diamond. Right now, even in my 30s, when I smell White Diamond, it could be on a white lady in Walmart that I've never seen before. It can be just me walking through the mall and I smell it. It don't matter the instance I smell it in. When I smell White Diamond, because of the association in my subconscious mind, I don't got to try to feel the warmth of my grandmother. I don't got to try to feel the love of my grandmother. It's associated in me. If you got attacked by a dog as a kid and you got a negative associations to dogs, when you see a dog, you don't have to try to get scared. The association is triggered, and instantly the primitive mind triggers the fight or flight. If you grew up in a house where there was never enough money, before you went in the store, they say don't touch shit, don't ask for shit, you're not getting shit. And you got these negative associations around money. When it's time to ask for a raise, when it's time to try to make a sale, when it's time to ask for what you are worth, you don't got to try to trigger these negative associations. They are there, they are ready, they're activated on command. This, my friends, is what we call the subconscious mind. So about right here at the age of 9, you start to form what we call the critical mind. And the critical mind separates our subconscious, we're gonna call say SC, that's subconscious, from our conscious mind. This is the conscious mind up here. Now, everybody track it with me. The subconscious mind is 98% of your thinking potential. Let's switch colors. Subconscious mind is 98% of your thinking potential. And it runs off of feeling and emotion. The conscious mind is 2% of your thinking potential. And it runs off of logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. So this is where things get interesting. 98% of you runs off how you feel. Think about it. When you feel sleepy, you don't say I feel sleepy, you say I am sleepy. When you feel tired, you don't say I feel tired, you say I am tired. When you feel upset and you feel like jumping on somebody, you don't say I feel upset. You say I'm pissed off. You see how your feeling has a funny way of becoming your I am? When you feel successful, you go, I'm successful. When you feel unsuccessful, you go, I'm a failure. You see how your feeling is becoming your I am? What did God ask Moses? Who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? You get to define me. Okay? So 98% of you is running off feeling. This 98% is so strong. Let me show you how strong the 98% is. You ever been in a situation where you didn't want to cry because logically you're like, this is not the time? Using your reason and analysis, this is not the time. So you try to use your willpower to not cry. You make a decision to not cry, but the 98% say, yeah, now we're going to cry right now. 2% is no match for 98%. Anytime you put 2% up against 98%, anytime the 2% wants to go this way, but the 98% wants to go that way, you got a problem. The 2% looked at your bank account. The 2% looked at the bills that you got to pay. The 2% looked at all the ends that you need to meet. And you say, you know what? I've been working for this company for 10 years. I've learned a lot of stuff. I'm going to start my own business. I'm done working for that company. So the 2% goes, that makes sense. I did the analysis. I got the skill set. I know I can do it. I've been doing it for 10 years. I've been doing it here. I should be able to do it for myself. The 2% go, that makes sense. But the 98% go, we about to go in the store. Don't touch shit. Don't ask for shit. You're not getting shit. The 98% going, when I used to ask for things as a kid, I got in trouble. I got screamed at. If I just wait, they'll give it to me when it's time. But I get in trouble for asking. You see how this is going, right? So what's gonna happen? Well, what most people try to do is they'll go, I'm gonna use my willpower. I'm gonna start it anyway. Okay. So this is what happens. This conscious mind is like a cup. I got a cup here. I can only pour so much in this cup before things start to spill out of it, right? All throughout the day, you got what's called messaging units coming into the mind. You got message units coming from we'll say the environment, we'll call that EV. You got messaging units coming from your body. It's hot, it's cold, my shoulder hurts, my ear is itching. That's from the body. You got thoughts coming in from the conscious mind. Your observations. What they just said on the news. What's that? What's going on? Okay, I'm assigning meanings to that. Then you got thoughts coming from the subconscious mind. And a lot of those are outside of your awareness. But all day long, you got messaging units coming in here. The conscious mind can only hold about 5 to 7 things in consciousness at a time. And when it gets beyond that, things get heavy. And what starts to happen is the critical mind starts to break down. So you stop analyzing stuff and you just start letting things come in. That's why they put billboards on the highway. You managing traffic, you fussing at the kids, you trying to switch over and get your lane, but you see a sign to tell you that progressive car insurance is the best car insurance in the world. And while all of these messaging units were coming in and you were, for lack of a better word, you were in hypnosis. I bet you didn't know this. You create hypnosis and anxiety by the same mechanism. Overload the critical mind so it stops thinking logically and it just starts letting things in. So you were using your willpower to start this business. But through the course of the day, you going through, you juggling everything, you going. It's so much easier to watch Instagram than to do the research on your business. It's so much easier to get on TikTok and lose yourself because that's what the associations does. It's safety around being on TikTok. And when the subconscious mind is running the show, it gravitates towards familiar and it runs from unfamiliar. So as long as you consciously in the moment, you can use willpower. But soon as you get overloaded, like imagine this. Imagine you got to be at work for 9. You forget to set your alarm. You wake up at 8:29. You haven't showered, you haven't brushed your teeth, you haven't ate nothing, you don't even know what you're wearing yet. Notice how you jump out of the bed and you let's say you jump out of your bed and you step on the toilet and you getting ready to walk out of the room and you stub your toe on the side of the wall. You got all of this going on. You getting dressed as quick as you can. You walk outside, it's cold. Where are my keys? Can't find my keys. Okay, there go my keys. Where's my phone? You got all of this coming in. What happened is you'll get in that car and you'll just show up at work. You ever just showed up somewhere you don't even remember driving there? You're like, did I? You ever showed up somewhere and you can't even remember how you got there? Who drove me here? Who who drove me here? You ever had that happen? You just pull into the driveway. You cannot remember the last 5 or 10 minutes. That's what it feels like when that critical mind is open. And when the conscious mind is out of the way, when the conscious mind is overloaded, these associations are running the show. These associations are running the show. So that's why willpower doesn't get us where we want to be. So let's talk about what do we do when this 2% wants to start this business, but this 98% got all of these negative associations around starting a business. This is when we run what I call 5C. Keep tapping the screen, guys. This is when we run what I call 5C. So y'all remember those parts of the mind. We got the conscious mind, the critical mind, the subconscious mind. Let's talk about it. Okay. So the 5C's are clarity, calibration, confidence, competence, and consistency. It's crazy how this works from the top down. Watch this. So we got the conscious mind up here. And the conscious mind, let me give me some more colors so we can keep this all sorted out. The conscious mind runs off of logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. We use the conscious mind to get clarity. Okay? We use the conscious mind to look at my money and go, okay, that's not enough. I'm only making this amount. I need to be making this amount. This amount here will allow me to pay the mortgage, the grocery, the kids' school. So this is the amount I need. We use logic. We use logic to sort through what we want. We use logic to figure out what we want. We get clarity up here. Now, what most people do is they use logic to figure out what they don't want. What job you gonna be at for 5 years with no type of promotion? That makes no sense. Like make it make sense. No, don't make it make sense. Let's figure out what you want and make that make sense. Most people they get clarity, but they get clarity about what they don't want. They get on the phone, but you see where I'm coming from? They cool long as you see what they coming from. And if you're not willing to go sit in that shitty energy with them and be sad with them, you a bad friend. Or maybe I just want to enjoy my day. Maybe I just want to control my thinking and not think about shit I don't want to think about. But that's what most people do. They sit here and they think about what they don't want. Okay? So when you're using it the correct way, when you're using it the boss way, you get clarity. You use your superpowers, your logic, your reason, your analysis, your willpower, and your decision making. You use that good old mammalian brain, that frontal lobe, this big front part, that 40% of the brain. Okay? You use your willpower to figure out what you want. Okay? That's step one. You use willpower to get clear about what you want. And the reason I say use willpower is because you're gonna have to force yourself to sit down. You're gonna have to force yourself to cut TikTok off. You're gonna have to force yourself to turn off the TV. You're gonna have to sit with just your thoughts. And a lot of people are uncomfortable just sitting with their thoughts. But let me tell you something. If you just sit with them a few times, eventually they will express everything that they have to express, and it'll be nothing to run from. Suppression becomes depression. Okay? Stop suppressing shit. Sit down, think through it, realize just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. And just because it's true doesn't mean you have to think it. But emotions are literally energy in motion. Emotions aren't meant to be trapped in the body, emotions are meant to be felt and released. Feel it, release it. Don't get hypnotized by it. Don't sit with it for the rest of your life, but feel it and release it. But let's get back on subject here. So we get clarity. First C, we get clarity. We use the conscious mind to get clarity. Now remember, under the conscious mind, we got the critical mind. And the critical mind acts like a bouncer, acts like a bodyguard for the subconscious mind. Okay? So the subconscious mind is where those negative associations are around you starting a business. The calibration phase is getting the subconscious mind on track with what you want to do. So this is stage two, calibration. Calibration is the process of getting this thing that you got clarity on past the critical mind into the subconscious mind. This is what I do as a hypnotist. Logically, you know that you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. You know that it's bad for your health. You essentially sucking cancer out of a straw. It's not good for you. Your wife can't stand the smell of it. She don't want you to touch it. You know that you're killing yourself with every puff. But you got a lot of positive associations to smoking. This helps me relax. This is what I do when I'm nervous. This is what I do when I'm bored. After my coffee, I have a cigarette. After sex, I have a cigarette. When I'm driving, I have a cigarette. So when I'm helping a smoker become a non-smoker, what I'm doing is I'm helping him getting clarity about what he want. Then once we know what we want, we got to get the 98% on board. We got to get the subconscious mind on board. That's the calibrating part. How do I calibrate? Well, when you calibrating, what you got to remember is that the conscious mind runs off of logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. That part of you is already bought in. You already logically know that you can start this business. You already ran the analysis, you ran the numbers. That makes sense to you. That's not where your problem is. Your problem is down here, and this part of you runs off of feeling and emotion. So we don't use logic to program the subconscious mind. We use feeling and emotion to program the subconscious mind. So I want to start this business, right? I want to start this business. I want that money. Now, logically, I want that money so I can pay my bills. Logically, I want that money because I don't want to be homeless. Logically, I got that money because I got bills to pay. But subconsciously, I want to start that business because I'm tired of Tom telling me what the fuck to do. Tom not my daddy. Who do Tom think he is? Who do Tom think he talking to? Logically, I mean, emotionally, I want to be in charge. I want to call the shots for once. I want to be the one that's saying what time I'm gonna wake up and what time I'm gonna go to bed and when I'm gonna get started. You gotta emotionalize the desire to get the subconscious mind on board. Think about it. When you watch a funny movie, you ain't gotta try to laugh. Just watch the movie. When you watch a sad movie, you ain't gotta try to get sad. Just watch the movie. So consciously, we're gonna get clear about what we want and we're gonna start watching that movie. We're gonna start visualizing about that movie in a way that generates emotion. We're gonna start doing affirmations around that movie in a way that stirs up emotions. You might come work with somebody like me. You might come work with a hypnotist. I let that hypnotist help you make some associations. But what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start turning those negative associations around money into positive associations around money. Okay? Does that make sense? Repetition helps bypass the critical mind. Metaphor helps bypass the critical mind. Relaxation, getting completely relaxed. Imagining that you are like a float and somebody has pulled the plug in you and you just let all the air out of your body. And you just get there. You go loose, limp, and relax. And you start to imagine this thing that you got clarity around. But you start to imagine it so intensely that you can feel the emotions from it. Now, the subconscious mind has a hard time telling the difference between something that you vividly imagine in real life. That's why you can watch TV and cry. That's why you can watch TV and get upset, even though you know it's not real. So you're gonna start using that same superpower that you use when you watch TV. You're gonna start using that same superpower to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. And understand, everybody do this. This is the process for creating anxiety. Getting clear about what you don't want, focusing on it so vividly that you add feeling and emotion to it. Now the subconscious gets on board. This is how you become depressed. Get clear about what you don't want, focus on it to the point where you make so many associations down here that the subconscious mind goes, okay, you're going to start doing it in the other way. You're going to get clear about what you want and you're going to focus on it so vividly that you start making associations in the mind around what you want. Now, when you get enough of these associations, guess what's going to happen? When you get enough of these associations, we're gonna move to step three: confidence. Confidence is when you know it in your heart. The Bible says, "As a man thinketh in his heart on the other side. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh in his heart, not as he knows in his mind, not as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." So we gonna go from conscious mind to subconscious mind, and we got to get it down in our heart. Now, when I feel it in my heart, you're not finna talk me out of it. When I feel it in my heart, it don't matter what they say on the news. When I feel it in my heart, it don't matter if my mama think it's a stupid idea. When I feel it in my heart, it don't matter if I failed 3 times. I'm going for it that fourth time. You gotta feel it in your heart. So let's backtrack. I got clarity about what I want. I got calibrated. I got my subconscious mind on track. I felt it in my heart. When confidence is when I can feel it in my body. And we read books, and the books tell us breathing techniques and things to do with your body to feel more confident. Listen, when you get that thing in your heart, your shoulders will naturally go back, your chest will naturally go out, your chin will naturally go up. What's going on, hey? You don't gotta try to be confident when you get it in your heart. You don't gotta fake it till you make it when you get it in your heart. Now, you gotta realize that your body, your brain especially, is a big ass antenna. Your brain is a big antenna that's sending and receiving thoughts. And what most people don't understand is it's more electric stuff going on here. It's more thinking going on here than in here. Like people got to have it important to hear when they're talking about the mind. But your mind actually expands about an 8 foot diameter out around you in all directions. And most of that energy is coming from here. Okay. Now this is what manifesting is. Like when you look up the word manifest means to make readily available to the senses. That's what manifest means, to make obvious to the mind. It don't mean to hope for, it don't mean to wish for. It means to take this thing that's not tangible yet, get it to where I can feel it in my heart. Now, when I can feel it in my heart, you not stopping me. You not is you not stopping me. Okay. So this is what I call the foundation of success: clarity, calibration, and confidence. Clarity, calibration, and confidence. This is what I call the foundation of success. We don't take action until we get clear about what we want. We get the subconscious mind calibrated to it, and we got it in our heart. We don't take action until we get clear about what we want. We get calibrated to what we want, and we get confident in what we want. That makes sense? So if you come and say, "Hey Jay, I really want to lose 100 pounds. What size shirt you want to wear? What size jeans you want to wear? What size dress you want to wear?" So when you 100 pounds lighter, what size number are you going to see on the scale? Can you close your eyes and see that number on that scale? Can you imagine with all of your heart? Can you imagine with all of your might seeing that on that scale? What does it feel like now that you are that weight? Sit in that feeling. Do that multiple times. Keep sitting in that feeling. Can you feel that? Yes, okay. Can you feel the emotions of that? Okay. Now just imagine that emotion just got 100 times stronger. What does that feel like? And eventually you get enough momentum going on up here that the heart goes, "Ooh, I want to play." What most people don't realize is there's more connections going up from the heart to the brain than coming down from the brain to the heart. The heart is sending more information out than it's letting in. When we get the heart letting in these associations and pushing them back out into the world, now it's time to start taking action. Now it's time to start taking action. You do yourself a major disservice when you take action before you do this. You convince yourself that you're not good at it. You convince yourself that it's not possible. And people get so ridiculous with the excuses. Well, I must have been really bad in a past life, and now God is punishing me in this life for my crime. No, you're not calibrated. You're not clear. You don't feel it in your heart. You barely even know it in your mind. You know what you don't want. You don't know what you want, and you're wondering why you can't get it. Get clear about what you want. Make the associations in the mind until you can feel it in your body. And not just feel it in your body for a moment. You can feel it in your body. They can say something on CNN that you don't like, and that feeling's still in your body. They can say something on MSNBC that you don't like, and that feeling still in your body. Somebody can look at you a certain way and call you stupid. That feeling still in your body. That's what confidence is. Confidence is when that feeling is in your body, no matter the circumstance. I could take a L, and I'm still him. You're not finna convince me otherwise. Why? Because it's right here. And I don't calibrate this to the external world. I calibrate this to this. Stop letting this get controlled by what's going on out there. You got to realize everything that you see out there is the result of old thinking. The way your body look right now is the result of old thinking. The way your bank account look right now is the result of old thinking. The way your marriage look right now is the result of old thinking. If you want a new reality, get clear about what you want, calibrate to what you want, and start feeling it in your heart. Does that make sense? The last two C's are competence and consistency. When we got this foundation done, now we start taking action. But it's going to be different when you start taking action with that foundation laid. Good ideas find you, circumstances find you. People reach out, go, hey man, I really want to mentor you. I see something in you. You go, you want to mentor me? I remember I had a colonel named Colonel Newberry before I got out of the military. And I wanted to be mentored by this man because he was one of the most genuine, most smart, like just put together people I had ever met in my life. And I just had a solid desire to be mentored by him because I didn't know how to go about asking him. One time I was out of the military. I was downtown walking and I bumped into Colonel Newberry. And he didn't know me by name, but he goes, were you one of my soldiers? I go, yes, sir. And he said, what's your last name? I say, Shaw. He say, Shaw, you got the cleaning business right. And I go, yes, sir. He goes, man, I've been thinking about you. I say, that's funny. I would really love it if you mentor. It just jumped out my mouth. I would really love it if you mentored me. He goes, I thought you would never ask. This man started giving me access to his time, started giving me access to his resources, helped me get cleaning contracts with the Air Force Base. But if I had asked him without 1, 2, and 3 being done, he would have said no, and I probably would have said it was because I was black. He would have said no, and I would have, well, of course he did. But when you got that 1, 2, 3 did, all the excuses disappear. All the excuses disappear. I'm be rich. I'm 5'9". And I feel like I'm one of the tallest people in any room I step in. I feel like I'm one of the tallest people in any room that I walk in because of 1, 2, 3. So you can do action, but first 1, 2, 3. You could build the business, you could build the website, but get clear, get calibrated, get confident. You can go to the gym, you can stop eating carbs, but get clear, get calibrated, get confident. You can start back dating, you can start putting yourself back out there, but get clear, get calibrated, get confident. I don't want you getting back in the dating pool and you still going, oh, niggas ain't shit. Well, you might well stay at home. What you out there with them for? Change the way you think so you can change the way you feel so you can change the way you act. I don't want you back in the dating pool and you go, all women are gold diggers, bro. They all hoes. Yeah, if you go out there with that mindset, that's what you finna get out there and find. Get clear about what you want. It's 8 billion people in the world. You can't find one of what you want. God, dog. You can't find one person that you like. I need you to change the way you think so that you can change the way you feel so that you can change the way you act. And I want you to do it consistently. That's that final C. That's that final C. Consistency. The Bible say faith without work is dead. What if I told you the work that the Bible is talking about isn't like physical hard work? The work that the Bible is talking about is taking the time to build the faith, taking the time to get clear about what you want. And if you get clear about what you want and you got faith that it's gonna happen and you get it in your heart, the work not something you gotta do. The work is something you can't wait to do. The work ain't like, oh man, I gotta go live. Oh man, I get to go live. You mean I get to talk to people all over the world and motivate them and inspire them and remind them they could be, do, and have anything they desire? Oh no. Get clear, get calibrated, get confident. That's it. I got a workshop finna start in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna relax a little bit. If you interested in working with me one on one, inbox me, hey coach, so we can talk about it. I love y'all. Ain't nothing y'all could do about it. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning.